Happy Halloween to everyone. Welcome to another edition of Home Chef Nick. So, today we have a great menu. Before I get into the menu, yes, I'm dressed up for Halloween today. I'm trying to be quite festive. I have guests today. Gorgeous ladies, by the way. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Angela Middleton, aka SheOfBoss.com.
I am JC Sadio of Neoma Yogi Traveler.
Good afternoon, I'm Stacy Fraser with Francesca's Ritzy Closet.
Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. And for today's menu, we have a seafood mac and cheese. What's that you say? Seafood mac and cheese, garnished with deep fried crab cakes. We got some Cajun shrimp, and we also have some seared garlic scallops as well. And topped with another garnish of truffles for the seafood mac and cheese. We're also going to do a spring salad with a warm sauce for the dressing.
Okay.
Now the dressing I'll get to later and tell you how I made it.
Okay.
Okay. I'll give you a hint. It's got liquor in it.
Hey.
We're also going to do a chili today. Now the chili is going to be healthy, but it's going to have some good old sins attached to it because it's going to have a little bit of heat to it. So it's ground alarm turkey chili.
Oh wow. Let's go.
And last but not least, we're going to have a shredded buffalo chicken soup.
Great.
Okay?
All right.
We have 4 flavorful entrees on today's menu, except for the salad. But the salad, we have to push everything out through.
Okay.
That's a delicious entree.
So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. But for today's topic, we're going to start with Will and Jada. What do we think about Will and Jada since they were in the topic of news for the last 2 weeks? Ladies, would you like to start off? Angela?
We just discussed we don't follow people too much, so we have nothing to contribute. I'll speak for myself. I have nothing to contribute because I don't even know what the conversation was.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Well, you start.
Of course, I'll start. So the issue was Jada was starting trouble again with her marriage with Will. Oh. Shit.
So is that your opinion or their opinion?
Well, she publicly said her husband was garbage in bed.
Oh.
Okay.
You know she was famous for other stuff and shenanigans, in the last several months. So this time she said her husband was garbage in bed.
Wow.
Did she say it like that though? Here I go.
Right. Yeah.
But why is she saying it at all?
You don't air, if you have dirty laundry as a married couple, you shouldn't be airing dirty laundry.
Oh, absolutely. Because I don't really care about what's going on in your bedroom, much less your marriage.
Unless you're talking in a perspective of this is what happened, this is why I wasn't satisfied, and this is what we did to resolve.
Mm-hmm.
So if she was actually having a conversation about it, then I can understand because that's your platform. Your platform is to be transparent. Your platform is to inform and educate. So I can see it in that means. But if you're just talking like us, it's like, yeah, my man's garbage. Why?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, just why?
Unless it's not in your intimate circle.
Correct. But even
Even then,
I'm
right,
not talking about
exactly.
me and my man's situations to anyone.
Absolutely.
Because if it's too good, you'd be like, okay, now I want to taste it. So,
Exactly.
I don't share at all. But if you are in I'm wanting to have conversations to build of how you can overcome or what you've done, then I can
Correct,
see that.
for a resolution, absolutely. But not dwelling on
Not
the issues.
just.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. What kind of cheese?
This is mozzarella cheese.
Oh,
Because the star of the seafood mac and cheese is the garnish. But I want to make sure that the seafood pops. So for aesthetics and flavor, we're going to go with mozzarella today.
okay. Great.
Usually when you do plating, it's a white background. So for mac and cheese, instead of doing like one of the other famous, versions, we do mozzarella. Because mozzarella closely mimic a background that will showcase the garnishment of the scallops, the shrimp, and the deep fried crab cake.
Wonderful. Great.
And the truffles.
And the truffles, yes.
And the truffles.
Beautiful.
My my turn. I guess I should contribute something. So as I would say, the yogi, the yogi in me, it's, all right, so with yoga, there are 8 limbs of yoga, basically, that surround the thought process behind it. So to kind of have that conversation about what's going on with them, and because we don't follow it, it's like one of the points is that it's we have to walk with a non-harmony kind of aspect and perspective. So whether or not she said it, she did or she didn't, her words have to be chosen carefully. So not even so much trying to sustain the marriage, but not to harm him, her family, other people. It's like she just has to be careful about what it is that she says. And I think that the other aspect of this is that it's twisted and turned to sell papers, to get those clicks, to get those likes. So she may not have necessarily said it in the way that we may have heard it, but that's how it's being presented.
Right.
And unfortunately, negativity is the thing of the day, and that's what sells. So it's a part of it. Also is the social media bully part of it, and I'm better than you are type thing. So it's the times that we live in, and it's unfortunate.
And people twist your words.
Yeah, exactly that.
Your purpose would be this, but you're taking it out of context.
Right.
And making it a big deal and saying something totally different.
I don't know. Jada doesn't exactly have a stellar reputation. I'm just saying.
Well, it depends on who's looking.
Right.
Outside looking in and inside looking out, she still doesn't have a good reputation.
That's everyone is subjective of what's good or bad in everyone's eyes. So what one might say, oh, it's not a good reputation. Another might say, well, I love the realness in her. I love the transparency in her. Whether it's good or bad, I love that she's being transparent about what's going on.
So I was just checking. I'm checking to see comments. So if anyone has any comments and they want to weigh in, please feel free. And we'll absolutely share your comments during the live.
Well, I personally think, and my mother used to say, and always says actually, certain things need to stay at home behind closed doors.
Correct.
Oh, for sure.
Correct.
For
So,
sure.
whatever issue is going on, just keep it behind closed doors.
Exactly.
It's not for public consumption. That's what my mother says, and I believe that too.
Yeah.
But do you think a part of it is that she's just trying to get more promotion for her? What is it? Red table talk.
But again, that's depending on the business that you're in. She's in the business of having conversation.
Yeah.
She's in the business of discussing what's happening in the world, what's happening in her life. So you can't put every statement to everyone's situation.
This is true.
Absolutely. So the macaroni and cheese is in the oven.
Yes, it is.
And what are we fixing up next?
So next up, I'm gonna sear the scallops.
Oh,
Here
lovely.
are the scallops right here.
Okay.
Can you share how did you prepare the macaroni and cheese first?
So,
To prepare it?
so the macaroni and cheese, what I did was I went ahead and boiled the noodles. And yes, I put some salt in it, and I put some olive oil in it, so that the noodles would be like this.
Sit together, right?
So, and then afterwards, I put it in one of the pans. And you saw I broke it into 2 pans, as you saw.
Okay.
So it's basically one box noodles makes 2 pans. And so some people do a roux on it. I do it on the back end, and I'll show you how I do it on the back end.
Okay.
Because halfway through the process, which I need to make sure I got the timer set. So what I do is I pull, it stays in about 20 minutes on 425.
Okay.
Okay? And I pull it out halfway through the process, and I put another can of milk in it, evaporated milk.
Okay.
So, and the evaporated milk and combines with the cheese, because at that moment I pull it out, that's when the cheese is just melted. And so the whole thing I do about the roux is getting everything to combine together.
Correct.
So on the back end, you know how when you pull mac and cheese out of the oven, everything's stuck to the sides? Well, in my version, nothing's stuck.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So when you put it in the oven, you had the olive oil and salt, and then you did the evaporated milk, and then the mozzarella cheese, and then what?
And
Is that all that was in?
all that was in there.
Okay. Great.
And so when I pull it back out this next time, when this timer goes off, I will pull it out, put more evaporated milk in it, and I will stir it up again, and then it goes back in one last time into the oven
Okay.
with another layer of mozzarella cheese on top.
Okay, great.
So you get all. My version of mac and cheese is I want cheese.
Okay.
You know,
You want cheese with macaroni, not macaroni.
Right.
and cheese.
exactly. How do you feel about that? I'm just saying. All of this, I want to be gooey. I want nice comfort food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, when you
That's
feel-
the name of the game today.
Because mac and cheese is a comfort food.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's how I like to treat it.
Okay.
So the scallops now.
Scallops are going to go into this skillet right here. I'm also going to do the shrimp at the same time on this one as well.
Okay.
So I'll be doing both at the same time.
All right.
For purpose, save time and effort and whatnot. So we're going to put some melted, softened butter here with almost some garlic.
Okay.
And why evaporated milk as opposed to another type of milk like whole milk or 2%?
Is it taste preference?
It's a taste preference for myself.
Okay. Okay.
For myself.
Okay.
That's all. That's all it is. It's taste preference.
Do you have a preference with using fresh garlic as opposed to the garlic in the jar? Because we use garlic in the jar as well. And I use fresh garlic whenever I'm doing quickly made fresh pasta. Do you have a preference for garlic, and is there a difference?
There is a little slight difference, but I don't have a preference because with fresh garlic, you can do so many more things with fresh garlic and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But for times and purposes of trying to cook, if you know how to cook certain things and you know how to get around certain obstacles in the kitchen and take shortcuts with it and still get to the same end result, which is the flavor profile, then why not?
Yeah, no, I agree. Absolutely. I love a shortcut.
Because I take shortcuts for everything. But before I make my shortcuts, I make sure that at the end result is the flavor profile that is desired.
Absolutely.
So like, I also do Thanksgiving is coming up.
Right.
You know, so we do various pies, sweet potato pies and whatnot. So I showed my mom how to save an hour in the kitchen doing sweet potato pie.
How's that?
Using a blender.
Oh, as opposed to hand mashing all the sweet potatoes.
I mean, come on, look. You boil the hell out of the sweet potatoes, right? Then you get finished doing. Who wants to do this? Come on, man. Who wants to do this?
Yeah.
No, take those potatoes out. You can boil the hell out of it.
Right.
Put it in the blender. Now, and when you get all the sweet potatoes in the blender, go ahead and put all your seasonings in that blender at the same time. You know, you get like a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of the cinnamon, and another teaspoon of something else I forgot at this moment in time. But all that goes in the blender. It blend. I use a ninja. When you get finished, it's done. Now, unless you want to make your pie filling from scratch, or you just want to use a pie filling just pre-made or whatever, right? At that point out, scoop it out.
Yeah.
Put it in the oven.
And you're done.
You're
Yeah.
done.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And what I do is, when I put it in the pie crust, I'll take the spoon, I'm like, okay, yes.
Right.
Smooth it out. And I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah. And you saved your hands. Because you have 3 other pies to make, plus the turkey and the rest of the dinner.
You're not all tired.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Did some arm work.
Like I said, who wants to be late?
Yeah.
Come on, that takes forever because, first of all, you can't have any lumps in that pie.
Yeah, that's true.
If you got a lump, guess what? You just messed the pie.
And everybody's talking about you.
Right.
I'm talking about
Like,
me.
small piece. So is that a big chunk of butter or margarine?
Butter is unsalted.
Okay, unsalted,
Unsalted
butter.
butter.
Mhm.
Okay.
So when I cook, I try to give you some healthy options because you can do salted butter, you can do unsalted butter. For the purpose of people who have diabetes and everything else, whatnot, I choose unsalted because you gotta have another option.
Yeah.
Why not? All right, here we go.
Study yoga and possibly become a yoga teacher. So shout out to Dana A. Smith and Spiritualizing Yoga.
Yoga teacher?
Yes, I'm a yoga teacher. Yes.
Please enlighten me.
Yes. So I've been training for the last, I think it's about 8 months now. I've been training. And I actually have been teaching people out and studying the science of yoga, how it affects the body, knowing that yoga is now a health system, it's actually not a religion, which is what people kind of confuse it with. So I've been, doors have just been opening since I've been doing it, so many people are receptive to it. So the hardest part for me in yoga, and I mentioned it to my mentor last week, is actually having to do meditation. Because my mind for me is always going, it's always busy, it's always thinking about what next, what next, what next. And then I got the opportunity last Sunday to teach an actual meditation class for an hour. So it went beautiful, it was amazing, and I loved it. And I was like, okay, I think I can actually do this and center myself long enough.
Sometimes I think it's hard for people to be comfortable with shutting off, right? Like there is, the society wants you to believe that you have to go, and always do.
Right.
But for your mental stability as well as your physical, you have to shut it down.
Yeah. And then it's so amazing because even my sisters in this last cohort, we all have similar personalities, which is so amazing, and we've grown so close because we were all like, we gotta get it done, we gotta get it done, we gotta get it done. And in our society, I would say American society, we have this thought process where it's like, you gotta keep on track, you gotta get it done, you have a timeline, you gotta get it done. Whereas yoga kind of centered us, brought us back to let us know, chill out, relax, you'll get it done, do it in your time, offer yourself grace and forgiveness, and move forward. Grace and forgiveness.
So I love it. Right.
So that is like my whole big thing on this journey. Is just like, you don't have to do it right now. It's okay, and you won't be seen as lazy. Don't worry about labels. Just go with the flow. Stay in the moment. Enjoy this moment, and then just be at peace with your decision.
Right. So like we were saying before, it all depends on the perspective and what you're coming from.
Yes.
So someone might say, oh, well, she's lazy and she's not doing all that she can do. But then in your perspective, that is your intention.
Exactly.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You're supposed to bring it down, calm down.
Right.
Meditate.
Exactly.
I love that. Peace and grace.
So there is no timeline. It's just be mindful. Enjoy the moment, and then take what you can from it and learn. And just be beautiful and spread that beautiful energy.
Right.
So please come if you can to my classes. So I'm actually going to be teaching a Wednesday evening class starting in December, which is restorative yoga. And within the journey, we also kind of have to decide what is our niche. Because there's several types of yoga. There's active yoga, vinyasa yoga.
How are you?
I'm so sorry I'm late. Taking me a little bit longer than I thought from Centerville.
Yes. I haven't seen you live. You want to introduce
Live.
yourself?
Hi, I'm Abigail.
You know her just a little bit.
No one can see you.
Come in. I'll come in.
Thank you.
I don't want to be afraid.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so you were mentioning different types of
Yes.
yoga?
So I felt like I was more of a gentle type yoga, which is a more slow flow yoga. So I found that my primary focus would be best at restorative yoga. And restorative yoga is more for, I would say, people who have had injuries, athletes. Because athletes really need to stretch and they don't take the time to do it. So it's just a form of yoga where you are more seated, there are no standing poses, and you hold the stretches longer. So I have my students hold stretches for about 4 minutes. So it could be laying on your back, basically laying on your back or sitting, and you're doing stretches using props. So I use bolsters, blankets, blocks. And then because people have been home and may not have access to those type of props, we'll say, use a book, use a big book, do that. Use your blankets, use your comforter, use your couch cushion, all of those things.
So here's your try.
Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
What did you season that with?
So an Cajun seasoning on it,
Okay.
some butter, the minced garlic that we had in the jar over there.
Oh, great.
Okay, so now I butterfly the shrimp too.
Oh, beautiful. That's gorgeous. All right, we can
I am the CEO of Ashore Business Office Services, aka She of Boss, and that is Business Office Services. So as you ladies grow your business, or if you are just trying to develop your business, I help establish your business by means of getting your LLC or your sole proprietorship, your EIN number. So if you come with the joy of yoga, and you're like, okay, I don't know what else to do. I just know yoga. Then you call shearboss.com and I will guide you through everything. And then as your event planning business, gets to the point where you can no longer manage it, then that's where I come in as well and help you manage your business. As far as calendar invites, communicating with your customers or ordering your supplies for you, whatever business needs you might have. That's what a shore business officer provide.
Can I get a push in the right direction? Sometimes I need that moment, that counseling.
Absolutely.
Where she's like, I don't know what's happening. They want me to do this. I don't know the answer to the question. And I need your answer.
Calm down. Talk to me. What do you need? Absolutely. Yep.
So what are you prepping now, chef?
All right, so I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna do the shredded buffalo chicken soup
Okay.
and then the deep fried crab cakes.
Okay. See, that wasn't even sure.
Joy. You added joy.
So the original recipe for this, it was just a crab cake.
Right.
Well, why not elevate it?
Why not?
You know, deep fried crab cake. You know, I'm from the South. We fry everything.
What part of the South are you from?
Small town called Ahoskie in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
North
So-
Carolina.
I'm a country boy at heart.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
So,
And how'd you get transplanted up here?
job,
Okay.
like everybody else.
Like everybody else.
Okay. All right.
Wonderful.
So as you see, that's almost done.
Yeah, that is. That's beautiful.
Now tell us, what are you doing?
Oh, we're gonna
Introduce.
introduce yourself because you kept talking. So
It's
introduce
okay.
yourself to everyone.
Please.
My name is Abigail Hollis, and I am originally grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, by way of Trinity parents in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So, and I moved to DC area for quite some time now, and I am the senior sales manager for the Kellogg Conference Hotel in Washington, DC.
Oh, wonderful.
Wonderful.
So I'm listening to everybody talking, event planning. I said, oh yes, and
Yoga.
yoga. So
A yogi.
Previous to COVID, I had just started getting into yoga, and I understand what you talk about restorative yoga because I have autoimmune disease. So one of my challenges is one of my challenges was finding a yoga class that didn't put me into pretzel positions
Yes.
when I really have challenges with. So one of the great things, and I'm trying to think of the name of the yoga studio, it's been over a year, and my mind doesn't work as well, but she has a studio in Virginia, and she's a black lady, she's an engineer by trade, but she had a class that said my body doesn't bend that way. And it was, as you talk about restorative yoga, the ability to be able to stretch, because that's very important. My scleroderma, which does attach the skin and the ligaments. So stretching is very, very important.
Yes.
And it was one of the first classes that allowed me to enjoy that. I'm going to stop because he looks like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
ready
Oh,
to-
that's the shredded buffalo chicken.
Shredded buffalo chicken.
Wonderful. And what's in that?
Buffalo sauce.
Oh, okay.
So it's shredded chicken. Okay. Shredded
Did
chicken.
you shred the chicken
Yes.
yourself?
And
Did you boil or bake or
Baked.
baked
So the chicken is baked.
Okay.
And then you
And
pulled it
it's-
apart.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
You know, 2 forks just going there.
Okay.
Literally
Try to
shredded.
get it done fast.
You're right.
Right.
So,
And the
for those of
buffalo
you who land,
sauce.
here we go. Here's a
Beautiful.
buffalo shredded chicken.
And I saw you put something on the scallops.
Yes. Came from Trader Joe's. South African smoke.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm
No.
scared of that.
Now the name sounds horrible because it's like, ooh, heat.
Right.
It's not that hot.
Okay.
But see, you're from the
Yeah,
South,
that's
so
subjective.
there are different levels of it's not that hot.
Right.
But I'm also trained too. So
And again, so that adds another layer of it's not that hot.
nah. Trust me. Trust me. I inherited more of the American side than I did the Trinity side.
Ah, okay.
You
Because
did too. Okay.
I am. I'm half Trinity.
We grew up eating hot stuff now, so come on, don't fake it.
I ain't faking it. I'm just saying I grew up more with my American side than I did my
Okay.
Trinity side. That's
Okay.
All right.
So you know your heat levels.
all. Girl, my dad can make some hot sauce, and when he puts it in the sun, it just gets hotter.
Wow.
Because he puts scorpion peppers in it.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness.
And it just gets hotter and hotter. And he gave me some, and I'm like,
Right? We can't use it.
Well,
We can't do
you
this.
have to
I
cut
like
it.
that
You have to
one.
cut it with different things to make it even out a little bit.
A little bit more.
I know, but I ain't touching it. I'm not touching it.
So we put the South African smoke in.
Yes. we did.
Okay. And then the scallops are almost done. So what are you doing next with the shredded buffalo chicken?
I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it in this pot right here, and I'm gonna get it going. gonna start adding in all the ingredients.
Well, listen, I didn't think about it before I got dressed, but then after I got dressed, I was like, I wonder if we were supposed to wear a costume. And I was like, oh, well, no.
I'm always going to go through, have fun.
Absolutely. So we're
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's right.
You know what? That's muscle memory.
Okay, that's okay. It's all right. I understand.
So you went to a full-blown costume party yesterday?
I went to a couple of things last night. Thank you.
Well,
I tried to go to several events. They had bar crawls all over.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Last night, and I like going to Georgetown. Just walking and strolling because normally people are like me and wanted to dress up and just be. But 295 was absolutely closed down.
Oh wow!
And from where I started to where I ended up took almost an hour. And I don't do hungry well.
Yeah.
So hangry is what you would call me. Yes, I keep Snickers with me. So I did a U-turn real quick on 295 and end up at National Harbor.
Okay.
So I can get something to tame the beast.
Yes.
But end up having a great time there too, because some other people were dressed up in the season and just having fun. So just did a crawl through National Harbor.
Oh, good. That's perfect. So how long have you been with your organization? Oh, yes.
Don't taste.
I'm hungry.
Taste.
I'm a girl. Already.
We don't want the hangry to come out.
I don't want to be impolite.
The only one.
I'll give you another one.
Okay.
So y'all have extras since you got one less person. So y'all.
That's delicious.
Want another one?
Yes, please. I'm not shocked.
And you're right.
We have extra.
And you're right. The smoke on that is that South African smoke. It is not hot. It's a nice flavor on the palate.
See, I told you.
And the butter and the garlic. Well done.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Well done.
See? I'm gonna start trusting your chef.
And there's a little tang there on an after note.
Is it a little afternoon?
A little after note.
Now,
Wonderful.
Chef, do you like to normally cook? Because it's like, I know you get a lot of business, especially with the holidays coming up. Do you like to cook for yourself, basically?
Girl, let me tell you what I do.
Okay.
Since I have neighbors, so when I cook, I usually meal prep for like the entire week basically.
Okay.
And I of course have extra. And what I do is I give my neighbors some.
Okay.
So I'll text a picture of everything I cook to my neighbors. The neighbor across the street right there.
Okay.
Across the street, and my neighbor over there. And I'll say, okay, I made this and this. Here are the pictures. Bring your bowls. Bring your Tupperware.
Right.
So they're like, word?
Okay, I'm moving.
Right. I know. None of my neighbors see that.
So I've been living here since 2011, and ever since 2011, I've been doing the exact same thing. So for about this is 2021, so for 10 years, decade, I've been doing that.
That's wonderful.
So
they all love you.
I cook for everybody. One of my neighbors said, "Look, I'm gonna pay for the groceries. You just tell me what you want."
That's awesome. So you put chicken broth in the pot?
I did, along with the shredded chicken.
Okay.
Okay. Now there's buffalo sauce mixed in with the chicken as well. Okay.
Now, do you make your buffalo sauce, or just there's a particular brand that you go for?
No particular brand, but this shredded buffalo chicken has a couple different elements to it.
Okay.
Okay. See, now I cook up corn, and the corn is basically like this. It's all cut up. So we're going to be generous and we put this all here.
Nice. Is that fresh corn or frozen corn?
Oh no, this came from Amish Market.
Oh, I love the Amish Market.
Fresh corn.
It's fresh corn.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Everything that I cook with, majority is going to be from the Amish Market. Or someplace that sells very fresh food. So you got Amish Market, you have Wegmans, and you have a few other places that actually have very fresh food. Like yesterday I went to an international market in Bladensburg.
Okay.
They have an international market there, and some of the foods there that they sell fresh rival the Amish Market and Wegmans. It's just not known.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, ooh, that's kept secret.
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful. So we have corn and the shredded buffalo chicken with the
And
chicken
chicken
broth.
Yep.
Oh, secret, what's that? What's that?
Jalapeno peppers.
Oh!
It's about to be on.
Spicy.
So we're using all. Did you just put all that in there?
You did.
I did.
Okay.
It's jalapeno with the seeds in it. So
With
you
the
already know.
seeds. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's
And
about
there's
to
more?
get cooked up.
There's
No.
more?
This is for the spring salad.
Okay.
As you see, I wrapped everything
Yeah.
ahead of time.
Have to prep. Prepping is very important.
All right, these are red onions.
Red onions. I
And
love
you
red
see where they're
onions.
cut, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
At
So what's the
home,
point of cutting them in that
the
manner?
long one, the Julian star, because my whole thing is presentation, but also it's a different way I want you to experience the dish.
Beautiful.
I definitely smell the red onions.
I smell the red onion.
Oh, you're gonna smell
I
everything.
smell
I
everything.
smell everything.
Wait
It's the
till
so
I
how
get
many
to the seasoning.
jalapenos did you cut up for this?
Two. There's only two.
Two? Okay.
And I cut them thin, so it looks like it's actually a lot, but it's actually not.
Okay. There will be no talking to any
Beautiful.
close up to anybody.
No.
That'll be like a match.
Everybody.
You're like a match.
I can't light a badge.
Like a match.
Yes, we're gonna have to
Beautiful.
totally keep our because I'm definitely going to eat that.
That's beautiful.
That's it. No,
And it smells so good.
Oh my gosh.
oh yeah. Okay, so this is the herbs and spices I put in the chopper, food processor. Smell that.
Smell a little cilantro.
Oh, a little cilantro in there.
It's not just cilantro.
Some parsley. That's really nice.
So tell us what's in
What's in
it.
there?
All right,
Or
so-
is that a secret? You're gonna have
No,
to tell us after
no,
you
no,
tell us.
I'm gonna tell you what's in there. So you ever had like culantro?
Yeah.
Cilantro.
You should know about culantro.
But that's,
Culantro is in.
that's not what we call it though.
I know, but that's the other term. But culantro and cilantro are in here. Thyme is in here. Rosemary is in here. Oregano is in here. Okay, and they were all fresh.
All fresh, yes.
So I put it in the food processor, mix it up, and this is what we get.
And what is culantro?
You want to explain?
No, you don't know
No,
what you do.
no.
Because
Go ahead.
I think it's shadow betting, which is something different than what you're
So
talking about.
it's still the same term.
yeah.
Oh, shadow Benny.
Shadow betting in West Indian terms, but it's a type of cilantro.
Okay. Is that the bigger leaf thyme that you use? No. Okay.
So, okay. Let me explain. That is in the same family as the cilantro,
Okay.
but it has a distinctly different type of odor to it or smell. Okay? It's distinctly different.
I wonder why they call it. Why do they
And is
call
it a
that?
taste? Is it a harsher? Is it a richer taste than
I would
the
say
regular American thyme?
I would say a little richer.
Okay.
However, the leaves are very prickly.
Okay.
So you actually can stick yourself with the leaves.
In its natural
Okay.
form.
In such a form. Okay. But
So-
but you took that natural leaf, just plucked it, and did in the food processor with everything else. Okay.
Because one time I had it on the cutting board. I was chopping it up. I was like, why are my fingers hurting? Prickly.
And it was prickly. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So how long is this going to simmer?
This is not going to simmer that often, that long really.
So now, did you cook the corn beforehand, or is it okay?
Now the corn is going to cook inside here,
Okay.
and I got a couple more things to put in here as well.
More? Can it even fit in the pot?
Oh, girl, come on now. Mushrooms.
So I'm definitely
Beautiful.
gonna have to
These are
keep this one in mind.
Portobello?
no, these are oyster mushrooms,
Oh.
and I sauteed this.
Okay.
earlier, okay.
Just with by itself or with anything in it?
Garlic.
Sauteed garlic. Okay.
Minced garlic, and just the unsalted butter.
Okay.
Okay. Bam.
Oyster mushroom.
Oyster mushrooms.
Okay.
We're gonna stir all this up.
Wow.
And you saw it had a hefty amount of shredded chicken in it.
Yeah, it did.
See, as you stir that up, you can see all the shredded chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. The smell is wonderful.
If you want to take a picture, you can take a picture now.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Before I stir it
Yes. Okay.
up. Because the last thing I'm going to do now is stir that up, and then it's done.
Beautiful.
Yes, you're gonna have to be the picture taker. You're
Okay.
not really
Yes,
positioned
right
on that
there.
one.
Oh, I need to show Foodie World.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so for Foodie World, Foodie Land, here we go.
Beautiful.
Yay!
Now, since we didn't do a roux, we're trying to accomplish the same thing on the roux on the back end.
Okay.
So this is when we take our spoon and then move the pots so everybody can see in Foodie Land.
All right.
In my glass. Don't want to have any alcoholic use. Alright. Here we go. So we take this. We're gonna stir.
Wow, that is beautiful.
You see all the goodness, right?
Mm-hmm. So cheesy.
I smell it. Oh my goodness.
There you go. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
All the little strings make me say,
Yeah,
Let me just
every-
taste a little
every
piece
fork.
right here.
yeah.
Now, you ready? You want to taste?
Oh yeah.
No, we'll wait. We want to wait till you finish to get all of the yumminess.
Right, can you taste my
Forgive me, I'm sorry.
Look at all that. That's what you want, right? Now, that's comfort food.
Okay.
That's comfort
Yes.
food. That's comfort food.
So we put this inside. Let's do the second one.
So what's the next step after the stirring?
We're done.
We're done.
We're done.
It's tasting.
Oh,
Stirring and
it's
tasting.
tasting.
Stirring and tasting.
Thank you for the order.
Okay.
Thank you for the order, and it's not sticking to the sides.
I told
Look
you.
at that.
We caught it just before it started sticking.
It started sticking.
It's my version of
Beautiful. Now, who taught you how to cook?
self-taught.
Okay.
This happened.
You watched your dad, your mom in the kitchen?
So when did you start cooking?
When
Big
I
saying,
started-
hey.
I started cooking in college.
Okay.
You know.
Necessity?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I'm hungry. I don't want no noodles.
Oh, there's a noodles, chicken mushroom flavor, best one. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if I leave that in front of you, you promise not to dive in?
Well, you're getting ready to give us a taste, right?
Right.
Now, you got spoon. There's some on that plate. There's some on that plate.
Take control.
Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put some here for your tasting.
Okay.
All right.
Beautiful. And you were going to tell us about what you do.
So yeah, so I, all those wonderful things that you attend over the years, we booked them for our conference center. I deal a lot with nonprofits and associations.
Oh.
And
All the G's.
yes,
Yo.
all the G's, yes, yes.
Look at the face. Look at the
More
face.
cheese.
Look at the face.
Right. Lean in. Woo.
Yeah, I'm doing this on purpose, actually.
You're like used to like,
horrible.
haha, look
Just
here.
horrible.
Thank you.
So you do a lot of conference organizations.
Conferences, yeah, a lot of different types of programs. So that it's been very rewarding because a lot of my clients, you get to learn about what they do, what their organizations do, and how they can best fit. And it's great because the conference center is at Gallaudet University, which is the premier university for the deaf and hard of hearing.
Thank you.
So you get to introduce a little bit of the culture into the mix, and it's been very, very rewarding.
So this is the business mindset with Shea Boss and me. But how did the COVID, the pandemic, affect your business?
Oh, of course. Well, in all things, the hotel itself closed down from March of last year, although it did not reopen until June of this year.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was over a
Over a
year.
year.
It was completely closed.
Wow.
So the entire
The
hotel.
whole hotel closed, and it's really because they closed the campus as well.
Okay.
Because the students went home, the whole campus closed down. They brought back the kids this fall for this fall semester, so they kind of opened the campus back up. And one of the nice things, well, not one nice things, we kept a few employees. Oh yes, I'm distracted by the smell.
I know.
But yeah, so it when they reopened, it was nice because we did keep someone coming in to clean, because you can't leave a building shut down
Right.
for a year and a half without that. So it felt like a time capsule. Like you just came back into like you just left the other day, you came back in. So that was fun.
Okay.
You want part of the show? You want in the cooking?
Do I want to
You
do
want in
it?
the cooking?
Oh, what do you need me to do?
Right behind you is the bay leaves.
All right.
This is delicious.
All right. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna eat this. I'm getting my sample. This is my appetizer.
Bam!
That's really good.
Here go the bay leaves. I got 3. So you can smell this, right?
And how much longer are we gonna boil the soup for?
Not too much longer.
Okay.
I need for the corn to get done.
Okay.
And that's it. And when the corn is done, we're done.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So now, did you put some of that green seasoning that you had?
Yeah.
Did you put that some of that? No.
How did you prepare that?
So,
I'm seeing some goodness in there.
tell you what, I'm going to let you taste.
Okay.
See, now we're at the tasting portion of the show.
Right. Is you twisting your arm? I
Oh.
finished all my mac and cheese. I was like, that would be a good combination together.
That's right.
Well,
Thank you.
welcome.
Okay, I'm just gonna be greedy, and I'm gonna ask for a little bit more mac and cheese so that I can have a combination.
No mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
Thank you.
more mac and cheese?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the greedy person.
Okay.
No, you're not greedy, honey.
She's
Right.
She's
Okay.
just taking. She's taking.
You're not greedy. Okay.
I'll do with you.
So you're not alone.
Thank you.
So you're not
Because
alone.
I don't want you to be alone.
Really?
I feel
Really?
That's the
I feel
reason.
supported.
That's the reason.
That's the
See,
reason.
she feels supported. This is my girl over there.
This ground turkey is seasoned with a little heat on the back end.
Mm-hmm. You're going to feel the heat on the back end.
So you want to share what was in that ground?
Some cumin in there.
Mm-hmm.
Parsley.
Yes.
Come on, y'all start guessing. This is part of the game. That's the game part. So we got cumin and parsley, salt and pepper.
Yes.
Is there jalapeno pepper in this one? Or is it Scotch bonnet pepper?
Mm-hmm. Not yet.
Hot pepper? Red pepper flakes?
Yes.
Red pepper flakes.
Okay, okay.
We're going to put a bear.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. So you can't just tell I don't feel guess it all wrong. We have some thyme and oregano here.
Yes, we do.
Thyme and oregano. Mhm.
We have thyme and oregano.
And I'm just, just a little side dish with that, with the.
Okay.
Look at you! You're making your own plate.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my
We
gosh.
literally eat this. This
Now,
is just
smell
fancy
this.
hamburger helper.
You should smell some pepper with this one.
Mm-hmm. Some jalapeno, there's cilantro in there. With some parsley.
Foodie land, here we go.
What are we smelling?
You are smelling the culmination of thyme, rosemary, oregano, garlic, jalapenos, Scotch bonnets.
Ooh.
This needs some care and loving. Back this down a little bit.
This soup is smelling wonderful.
I know. I'm like, winter soup, winter soup.
We probably will not be making it to the dining room table because we're going to be eating right here.
Winter soup, winter soup, winter soup.
It's going to be in the 50s this week.
Well, this is not how it is.
Oh, Scotch bonnet. No! No! No, you can't do that.
It's chilly.
You can't do that.
It's chilly.
But we need our mouths for tomorrow because we have to go to work for players. And Sassy Thrifters as well. And, to have a platform. Oh, the chili! And the pepper didn't bust.
I told you.
Okay. Just checking.
You gonna make the training come out.
I know. So just doing thrifting, absolutely loving it. A green option for us as opposed to throwing it away. Right. Give it to a thrift store. Find a local shelter. Women's shelter that have kids and women that are disadvantaged or going through a rough season.
Oh, so he showed
us what he showed us.
Please share.
So he just did an Old Bay. I didn't see what else you threw in there. Old Bay hot sauce.
Now you put that in here.
Yes.
With all those jalapenos. You want, and no one in here.
Oh my God! I am not gonna have
I'm
it.
sorry, but I'm over 40 and.
Let me explain. And you should already know the answer.
You're 30-ish. You're 30-ish. No, you're 30 and lovely.
50, so I will call
Enjoy your number. Enjoy your number.
I'm glad this is early enough that it's not that I'm not going to bed.
So, here's the thing, okay? Yes, jalapeno peppers are in here, right?
Yes.
However, they've been here since the very, very, very beginning. The longer it stays in, the heat dissipates.
Oh.
Not with the seeds.
It's going to dissipate.
Okay.
Y'all heard him say that.
And then you put in Old Bay hot sauce.
And also, I put in some tomato paste.
Some tomato paste. Okay.
And it's got one more ingredient I gotta put in.
Okay.
Some Worcestershire.
Oh, Worcestershire. Love it. Love it.
See, what I'm doing is I'm layering the flavors.
Okay.
As they continue to cook through and whatnot.
Transaction. When you're doing with consignment, you're actually working with the consignment shop owner to say, hey, I would like to sell this dress for $50. The consignment shop owner will say, okay, I will sell your dress for $50, but I am going to take 10%, 15% of that $15 to sell your dress because I'm keeping it in my store, I'm sharing it with my customer base. And so once that dress is sold at $50, that consignment shop owner takes their 10 to 15% and the remainder goes to you. And that's the difference with consignment. You can do it that way, or you can say, hey, consignment shop owner, I have this pantsuit, it's new with tags, it's $150 from Neiman Marcus, what will you give me for it? And then the consignment shop owner will say, okay, I will give you, it says $150, it's new with tags, brand new, there's no issues with it, no defects, I will buy it from you for $75. And then that's the end of that transaction.
Okay.
The consignment shop owner can then take it and say, great, I now have a new garment with new tags that says $150 with the tags. I'm going to sell it for $100. So, and of course, that pricing is up to the discretion of the consignment shop owner. So that's the difference between consignment and thrifting. Yes, you're welcome. Yeah, I have one here. I'm just checking, making sure. Oh, there's no corn in this one, chef.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Use a spoon.
I don't need
It's in
corn.
there? Okay.
Oh, it is in there. I see it.
See?
I just want to make sure I don't want any complaints.
We were polite.
I was not complaining. I was just trying to make sure I got the full taste.
You want the layers of flavor.
The layers of flavor.
That's all. We were polite in the beginning, but I am not. Well, I don't have that play. I am so
The
sorry.
politeness is out the
It's
window.
out the window.
Look, I have 2 pieces of corn.
See?
This is delicious.
But you know what? I'm not mad because I'm here and I'm eating my piece of corn.
Yes.
That's all.
So enjoy. Have a conversation about how you got started to share with other businesses that might be interested in doing what you're doing or to gain clients. So as I was establishing my business, I'm like, okay, it's a lot that I'm learning, and I am a knowledge manager just by default, so I always want to share what I'm learning. So in doing that, I created my podcast, again, Share Boss. My mindset was business mindset was Share Boss, excuse me. We're talking to small businesses, like you ladies, and just sharing your experiences, sharing what you've done to establish your business, to grow your business. Again, I featured Home Chef Nick this summer.
Yes, she did. She did.
And talked about how he got started and his journey.
Wonderful.
All right, so we are now to the point where we're going to do the crab cakes. Okay,
So you peeled and shucked all of your crabs by hand that you fished yourself from the Annapolis Wharf? Is that what you did?
not exactly.
With the scuba suit.
Right.
All right, so I'm using the claw meat. Because right now, the claw meat that I pick up right now is actually about $28 a can. For the lump crab, it's around $50 a can. So you can see why I go with the claw meat.
Yeah, right.
So here's how we're gonna do this. Horseradish.
Jinkies.
All right. There we go.
That's a lot.
I may not be back again, but just so you know, I was here. Thank you.
All right.
And that is ground mustard,
Creole mustard.
Creole mustard.
Okay. We're gonna put in a little bit of mayo.
Do you have a preference on your brand of mayo? Because I've had this discussion with a couple of other people, and they have, oh no, I can only use Kraft. I can only use Hellman's.
You know what? I actually do. But for the sake of argument, because the food prices have gone up, I had to go with the other price. The other one.
The other one. Now what's that you just put in?
Oh, this is a garlic aioli.
Okay. You're right. It's not that spicy. What is that gadget? Look at you.
You can use this to make hamburgers too.
Okay.
I'm just making a crab cake with it.
Anything,
Okay. Anything, Patty?
Mhm.
That is-
Oh, see,
We're gonna start again, don't worry.
the binding didn't work as like it's supposed to. That's all right. We'll improvise today. All right, so this is gonna be deep fried. Okay.
Okay.
That's how we're gonna do it. Crab cake, egg wash, pan coat. Nice coating right there. Put it back in the egg wash.
You're doing a double coating?
And
Double
we put,
dip.
And then we put right here back into the pan coat.
Now is that seasoned panko or is that regular?
No, it's pan coat with parsley in it. Now the reason why we go with a double helping is because it's going to be deep fried. And I want to make sure it has just enough of a coating so that, there we go.
Right.
Beautiful. So my fear whenever I'm frying with panko, with any breadcrumb, is that whatever's inside is not going to cook enough. And then the panko, of course, looks gorgeous on the outside. And then when you cut into it, it's not cooked enough. How are we, is there I'm not going to watch it, girl.
What was it? Say that right.
I can't get a break.
Just ain't no
I can't get a
watching.
break.
Is there hush puppies and french fries with that? Beautiful.
The look on his face.
Okay. I didn't have to throw some fries in that deep
We
fry.
will not be invited back. We will not be invited back.
Right.
Well, I had to put together a menu for next week's show yet.
Okay.
Well.
Mini crab legs, hash browns.
French fries with cornbread and coleslaw.
Oh, I can make some coleslaw.
Oh, sir, wait a minute. Are we going to have a coleslaw competition? Because I've heard that my coleslaw is actually the best in the world.
The world.
That's what I've heard.
You know what? Bring it on.
Y'all heard it right here.
You know what?
Okay,
You know
we
what?
are the only invitees.
And you know what? And you know what? If you beat me, I will say yes, she beat me.
I get the medal.
Because I am the judge. You don't have choices here.
I'm just saying.
Set some things
You don't have
aside.
choices here.
Because I'm doing this for the people.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm clean. My mama say, stop doing that. Like, no ma'am, I have to.
Clean out the bowl.
Clean out the plates, the bowls.
There you go. Can we have a
But we have another song.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just a little anxious.
Yeah.
Sorry, a little anxious.
I'll get the later.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
All right.
Thank you. I will be nice enough to wait till everybody.
Oh, will you? Not going to be.
I would not.
I'll try to make it see.
All manners have been vanquished once you cross the threshold.
My grace, I'm going.
Amen. Amen.
Say my grace in the beginning.
Okay.
You said your grace in the car.
Right. Okay, ladies.
Now, this is beautiful. I see a sprig of rosemary in mine.
This is what we get for being critics. I'm looking
Cool down a little bit. Cool down a little bit.
I told you it was hot.
Right. Yes, I burn my
He
tongue.
said that.
You cooked your tongue?
I burn my tongue.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
okay.
As I said,
It'll go back.
I'm not cool. I'm away from my cornbread.
Oh.
I'm away from the
Did we
cornbread.
decide on that?
We did. I thought we did. No? We didn't? Am I mistaken? Did I get the wrong information?
Right. You misunderstood.
I misunderstood. I was led astray.
Right.
I saw I made the cornbread later. I didn't say right now.
Oh, I thought you meant later as in because it's later now than when we talked about the cornbread. So actually now is later. No? Okay, I'm sorry.
Facts.
I'm sorry.
You know, I'm gonna have to use my pinky ring and my pen pad.
No, Big Daddy.
Hey, you out of pocket.
No, Big Daddy.
You gotta check her.
Oh, Big Daddy. I'm I absolutely love, but it was also that calming time because I'm resting.
Okay.
Sorry,
It's ready.
It's ready.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at how beautiful. 4 minutes on 375. Wonderful. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done.
All right, so you want to taste?
Beautiful. We have our macaroni and cheese with our wonderful sauteed shrimp and scallops and our deep fried crab cake. Oh my goodness. Happy crab cake.
You say grace in the butter?
We did in the car.
No.
My
Let's
bad.
do it again. Let's do it again.
Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, we pray. Thank you for the food we're about to eat. May nourish your body and strengthen Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
This is wonderful.
Thank you. And you got to taste everything while it's being created.
We did, and so now you think we can actually finish all of this?
I know, right?
I got doggy bags.
Yay.
Oh, great.
I was gonna say we definitely need.
I said that so that he could say we have doggy bags.
I was set up.
She set you up. She set you up. So I want to talk about this this dining plating. Who did that?
Oh.
Thank you.
She came in here like I have stuff.
Water. I'll go get the water.
I know. Well, you know, we were just being more festive, and since we're in the autumnal season, we're talking about comfort foods for the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. I said, well, let's just go a little autumnal.
Okay.
So we have some cranberry chargers. I did disposable plating just to make it easier on Chef so he's not washing dishes all the time.
Right.
Thank you.
And it's actually pretty still.
And it's nice, pretty.
It is.
It's nice,
And
pretty.
it doesn't look like it's
Exactly.
like paper plate.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is, and you want to have more of a plastic plate, especially if you have dishes with a sauce in it,
Okay.
because the paper plate is going to absorb
Obviously.
all of those sauces and
Yeah.
eventually drip through. I know I love Chinette, but it's paper and it soaks up as well, so you just
Right.
want to make sure that you have that protection.
Okay.
And then I actually found these are rose gold utensils and cups that I found at Party City.
But wait,
So-
you're not doing it justice because when she unraveled the package, I want to share with you just really quick. I was just
Angela,
so
are you
impressed.
serious?
I am because it was so cool because the ware was wrapped in the napkin with this little gold band and it just looked so pretty and she just pulled it out the package and it just played it down and I'm like, yes ma'am, where can I get one?
Simple.
Right.
It's just simple.
But
Just
yet
simple.
elegant still.
But yet elegant, and
Yeah.
it's nice. It's a nice weight on the utensils.
Okay. And what else do we have here?
Just a little autumnal floral centerpiece, and then candles that are not real, they're wax candles, electric.
So
The
just
light.
for the ambiance,
Just
for
for
the
the
ambiance.
light.
Absolutely.
So
Just making it festive.
And we have something back there as well.
Oh, just some silk florals.
Okay.
You have a silk orchid with just one candle at the side, giving you a little Asian feng shui feel. Just making things simple because we don't have to. You don't have to go overboard because you have to remember the food is the centerpiece. And then you also want to have enough space for if you have any additional dishes, as we do, because we have our salad, we have our soup, we have our chili. Just make sure you have space for everything.
Everything.
So is this what you do? Is this another venture?
It's another thing. Yes,
Okay.
it's my Jacqueline of all hats.
Why you calling me host? It's what I do. Business mindset with your boss.
I do event planning. I'm a certified event planner. So I
Okay.
do weddings and events I've done up to 500 guests.
Nice.
And just making things nicer.
Right.
Because why not have a nicer experience?
Right.
So what I'm hearing is
Elevate.
the
Elevate.
collaboration of Home Chef Nick with your plating and event planning
Look at
is
you.
what I'm hearing, because that's what I do. Network and collaboration in small businesses. Yeah.
Look at you. Forever the boss. Forever the boss.
That's what office management does. We help you be your
Came back from parties, they used to make something called corn soup in Trinidad with corn and potatoes, and you would not think it's an island, it's hot, but everybody eats corn soup. And this is a slight variation of that almost.
So you said after parties. Why after parties?
That just tends to be time everyone needs a little. It's like the IHOP run, you know.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
you know.
So in Trinidad, when they party, they party. I'll give you an example. Like Christmas is a whole. That's a whole week.
Shut down.
And what they do is they'll go from house to house to house to house to house. So they
Parang. They go.
Yep.
They're going to do parang. So they go visit your house. You have food and stuff that you put out for them, and everybody takes a drink and they sing and have a good time. They shut up that house. Everybody goes to the next house.
Next. I love it.
And they end.
I was there for 2 weeks. We had a family reunion for 2 weeks. I drank more in 2 weeks than I did in 6 months. So, yeah.
And it's impolite. If you go to someone's house, they're going to offer you food and a drink.
Oh yeah, it's impolite.
And it's impolite to
You have
not eat or drink from them. Because then you think something, wait, my food not good enough for you?
Right.
You come from foreign.
What you know about us?
Those are some of the things that we can adjust, right? Because it's sometimes unhealthy to eat so much, or maybe not go to so many houses.
But you're doing so much dancing, and they walk a lot in Trinidad. It's not
Okay.
like, if you're in the neighborhood, you're not getting in your car and driving to the store.
Okay,
You're
walk
going
to
to
the
walk
next
there.
house.
So, honestly, as much as I ate when I was in Trinidad, a lot of it's home cooked food. They don't really go out, not the restaurant scene. Home cooked food, and you make up for it in walking, going to the beach, and this and that. I lost 3 pounds from that.
Okay, good.
So,
And then the food there is all organic. It's all natural. There's no pesticides. There's no preservatives.
they're more natural foods.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when they're serving things like that, they call them cutters. So it's not like you're eating a heavy meal. It's things, small
Okay,
things
that's
that
important.
they've you know.
Right.
It's a light peas and peas and rice.
But that's like if you're drinking like that, they call them cutters. It might be ham chopped up. You know, with or you eating a fry bake with put something in it. And so it's smaller
Okay, sure.
Good.
things that not like a big heavy meal. Yeah.
Let's raise a toast.
I need a little bit more.
This is awesome. This is so good. Everything was delicious.
Thank you.
Really good. And I have leftovers.
Oh yeah, we all did. Don't worry. We're gonna clean out. We're gonna clean out the kitchen.
We're just gonna hang out with the cornbread.
That later sounds like now.
Good good food and good friends.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you for being a great host.
Yes.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is
thank you for
wonderful.
the spread.
And for ladies and gentlemen out there, thank you for joining us today for another episode of Cooking and Conversation. Have a great evening.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is really